like a day hasn't passed. I hadn't seen him in like 2 years. He was a sophomore at that point. So he knew his way around the university. He knew what parties were good. He knew exactly how to have fun there. So he had an itinerary in his head planned for us that weekend. I couldn't have been more excited. He brings me to his apartment. We settle in. He introduces me to all of his friends. They're very accommodating. Basically, if I'm friends with Jake, I'm friends with them. So welcoming, so fun, great camaraderie at that university. And the plan that night was to go to a basketball game, root on their team. I'm willing to pretend to be a fan. And then the after party is at this house that's off campus. And I wasn't super familiar with how colleges operate, where they party at, are they allowed to party on campus, who throws the parties. I always just think of fraternities. But apparently, some colleges are a little bit more stricter with partying on campus, so people have to rent apartments or houses slightly off campus, and everybody goes there to have a really good party. So that was the plan. We went to the game, the team won, vibes were immaculate, and we were making our way to the party. If you're not familiar with that area in Ohio, it's in the Athens area, and then if you drive a little bit north, there's the Wayne National Forest. And Wayne National Forest is very unique when it comes to national forests. There are parcels within Wayne National Forest where there's small neighborhoods and people's private property. It's kind of broken up. Like, yes, there's large areas of national forest, but then there's fairly large areas of multiple houses and properties. And that's where this house, where this after party was taking place was. So it wasn't just off campus. It was actually inside a national forest, which basically meant this was going to be a fantastic party because it definitely wasn't going to be monitored by police or anything of that nature. Apparently, this was the party house. So they're telling me all about it, and they're like, this dude Mullen throws the best parties. It's $10 at the door, and everybody knows that this is the place to be, especially for weekends like this. And apparently the house is massive. So multiple fraternities, multiple sororities,
and you
just
always
about everybody that was at the game, including the team, is going to be there. So it's going to be this massive banger, which I'm not very used to. But if you're going to be in a college town, you might as well act like it.
Yeah,
so we're
up,
driving
dude?
a little bit further than I'm expecting to into Wayne National Forest. Like, we take the highway that I took coming into Athens, and then we take a small road to another small road to then like a dirt road in a national forest. And there's nothing in there. I'm expecting a parcel, some small neighborhood, but it is woods and forests for miles. And then eventually you kind of start to see the silhouette of some houses, but they're pretty spread out. But the closer we get to the party, the houses are getting slightly closer together. And I'm like, okay, this is a neighborhood just kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's very, very dark out. There's no street lights. Nobody has their house lights on. It's one of those areas when the sun goes down, this place turns off. They roll the sidewalks up. But in this case, I guess they rolled the dirt road up. The only lights that were visible in that entire area were the lights from this house party. And there was a nice large clearing around the house where everybody was pulling in their cars and parking. And it felt like one of those movies, one of those college movies where you're like, I can't believe that this is so structured and so organized. And people look like they're having fun. So we pull in, we park, the house is huge. It's like a massive brick house with metal shingles, definitely very old build, but put together well. Has a big front porch, and when we go up, everybody starts dabbing up this dude Mullen. I finally got to put a face to the name, and everybody starts handing him over $10 a piece. I introduce myself, he's nice enough, and before you know it, we are in this rager of a house party. And I never really understood the allure of going to colleges, but that night made me understand it. Because we were walking around this place and everybody was having the time of their life. Everybody was friends. The music was great. The basketball team won. The school camaraderie was a 10 out of 10. And it started to make sense to me. I was like, I get it. I could have done this if I went to a university like this. The only thing I didn't understand was the drinking. These kids were pounding. Some more responsibly than others, but I was in a place in my life where I wasn't drinking. I don't drink now, I wasn't drinking then. But that doesn't mean I can't have a good time. I was loving it. It was so much fun, and some of the people that were drinking, specifically the athletes, were doing these like hydration jugs, so I was like, okay, I'm not such a lame for not drinking here. Like, they're focusing on their hydration so they don't get hungover while they're trying to loosen up a little bit. I had a big cup of coffee right before we came. I'm high on caffeine. I'm ready to have a good time. And then I realized that this place was even more accommodating than I thought. They had like little bartender waitresses walking around, obviously serving drinks. And I was like, damn, Mullen knows how to throw a party. But they were also walking around with wellness shots. And I'm like, okay, some people are on their fitness here. Looks like I fit in more than I thought. And we're about an hour into this party. It's a great time. One of the waitresses comes around with a wellness shot. I'm like, don't mind if I do. $5? I'll hit an orange ginger turmeric shot right now. Give me some of those extra B vitamins. I could use the boost. So I down one. It's delicious. She comes around for a second one. I take that wellness shot. I throw it back. There's no alcohol in it. at all. I can tell there's no flavor of it. It's just a wellness shot. So she comes around a third time, I smack another. But that's the last one I remember drinking. I have no idea how many wellness shots I drank. The only thing I remember after that is waking up face down on the sticky floor of that house. I blinked and I was horizontal, cheeks sticking to the floor with a pounding headache trying to peel myself off the hardwood. I am beyond confused. I'm trying